Yu Menglong's secret son revealed, the truth that shattered an entire industry. The world thought it knew everything about Yu Menglong. The actor, the singer, the man whose smile could light up a stage, and whose silence could break 1,000 hearts. But no one was prepared for this. Because beneath the flashing lights, the fame, and the tragedy that took him too soon, Yu Menglong had been hiding a truth so personal, so heartbreakingly human, that when it surfaced, it changed everything. This is that truth. Hold on tight, K-drama family, because this journey is only just beginning. The world of your favorite celebrities is unfolding before your eyes, and every moment is more breathtaking than the last. So make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications right now, because trust me, you do not want to miss what's coming next. The revelations, the emotions, the moments that will change everything. The rumor that refused to die. It began as a whisper, a quiet rumor that drifted through online forums in the weeks following his death. A photo, a small hand clutching a familiar pendant, and a child's face that looked unmistakably like him. At first, fans dismissed it. A coincidence, they said. A cruel attempt to stir the wound that hadn't even begun to heal. But then the evidence began to grow. A birth certificate leaked online, blurred but legible enough to show a surname, Yu. And beside it, a mother's name that sent shockwaves through the entire industry. The woman from his past. Her name, Lin Qingya, a former stylist, quiet, graceful, and almost invisible to the cameras. She worked with Yu Menglong on one of his earliest dramas, years before fame had carved his name into the skyline. According to those who knew them, their connection had been instant. She wasn't just another face behind the scenes, she was his calm, his balance. The person who reminded him that life could still be simple, even when the world demanded more. But as fame consumed him, their paths diverged. She left the industry quietly. He rose higher, brighter, unstoppable. And no one ever knew what she carried with her when she left. Until now. The photo that broke the internet. Last night, an image surfaced online, posted anonymously, and deleted within minutes. But not before it was saved, shared, and dissected by millions. In the photo, Lin Qingya standing by the sea, her hand resting gently on the shoulder of a small boy, no older than 6. The child wore a silver pendant shaped like a crescent moon, the same pendant Yu Menglong was known to wear during his early days in the industry. The resemblance was undeniable. The same gentle eyes, the same delicate smile, the same air of quiet, haunting innocence. And then came the caption that sent the internet into meltdown. For years, he called me Papa in secret. Fans in tears. Within hours, the story spread like wildfire. Social media exploded. Some refused to believe it. Others said they had always suspected it. One fan wrote, "He loved deeply. Maybe too deeply. This isn't a scandal, it's a love story that never got to be told." Another commented, "If this child is truly his, then part of him still lives on." Thousands of fan tributes began to appear, drawings, songs, and letters dedicated to the little boy who might carry the legacy of one of China's most beloved stars. The private letter. But the real turning point came when a close family friend, a former assistant, came forward with something unexpected. A handwritten letter, dated 3 years ago, sealed in an envelope addressed simply to my son. The assistant claimed it was one of several letters Yu Menglong had written in secret, messages he never intended for the public, but left behind in case something ever happened to him. Inside, the words were heartbreakingly tender. "You may grow up not knowing who I truly am, but I hope you'll feel my love in every sunrise, every song, every whisper of the wind. I couldn't protect you from the world that took so much from me, but maybe, in another life, I'll be there to walk beside you. Until then, know that your father loves you. Always." The letter ended with a single drawing, a tiny heart, drawn beside the word Papa. Industry reactions. The revelation has sent shockwaves through the entertainment world. Colleagues who once worked with Yu Menglong have spoken out, some in disbelief, others in quiet sadness. One director said. He was always distracted when children were on set. He'd smile in this distant way, like he was remembering something or someone. Another added, he had a photo in his dressing room for years, but no one ever saw who was in it. Now, maybe we understand why. The mother speaks. Late last night, Lin Xingya herself finally broke her silence. Through a simple, heartfelt message shared via her verified account, she wrote, I never wanted to hide, but I also never wanted to expose him. He was a good man, a loving father in every quiet way that mattered. He didn't get to see his son grow up, but he left behind a piece of himself in him. And that's something no headline can ever erase. Her post was met with an outpouring of compassion and grief. Fans flooded the comments with messages of love, promising to protect both her and the child's privacy. The legacy lives on. In the days since, that little boy has become a symbol, not of scandal, but of love enduring beyond loss. A reminder that behind every star, there is a heartbeat. Behind every tragedy, a story untold. Today, fans have begun calling the child Little Meng, a name meant to honor his father while keeping his identity safe. Tributes continue to pour in murals, songs, documentaries, all dedicated to the life and love Yu Menglong left behind. And though the world still aches for answers, one truth remains undeniable. Yu Menglong may be gone, but his legacy, his art, his courage, his love, lives on through the one soul he kept hidden to protect. The confirmation that shook the world. Early this morning, multiple news outlets across Asia broke the story simultaneously. DNA results had come back, verified, authenticated, and matched by an independent medical team. The test, quietly requested by Yu Menglong's family, confirmed with 99.98% accuracy that the boy known only as Little Meng is indeed the biological son of the late actor. For hours, the world stood still. Phones buzzed. Headlines screamed. Fans cried. What began as rumor had now become truth. And that truth changed everything. The family's first statement. Shortly after the results were made public, Yu Menglong's parents released an emotional statement through their representative. Their words were simple, but devastatingly heartfelt. We did not know. We only found out after our son's passing. If he kept this secret, it was to protect the child and his mother. He must have carried this love in silence, and that is something we will forever respect. From this day forward, we welcome this child as part of our family. He is Menglong's blood, his light, his continuation. The statement ended with one line that brought fans to tears. In that little boy's smile, we see our son again. The press conference. Later that day, Lin Xingya appeared publicly for the first time since the revelation. Her appearance was quiet, elegant, composed, but her eyes told the story of a woman who had carried too much for too long. The room fell silent as she stepped up to the podium, holding a small hand, Little Meng's hand. She spoke softly. I never wanted this to become a spectacle. I wanted to give my son a normal life. But now that the truth is out, I want people to understand. Yu Menglong was more than an actor, more than a name. He was a man who loved deeply. He visited us when he could. He wrote to our son every week. He promised to take care of us once things settled down. And though he couldn't keep that promise in life, he has kept it in legacy. The moment was raw, real, unforgettable. When she finished, reporters didn't shout questions. They applauded. Because in that moment, the story was no longer about scandal. It was about love, loss, and the unbreakable bond between a father and his child. The legacy of love. Today, fans no longer see Yu Menglong's story as tragedy. They see it as transformation. A reminder that love, even when hidden, leaves echoes that can't be erased. The industry has begun discussing the creation of a documentary titled The Hidden Light, the untold story of Yu Menglong. Producers have reportedly reached out to Lin Xingya for her input, but she has yet to respond. Still, those closest to him believe she will one day share the full story, not for fame, but for truth. As the world continues to mourn and celebrate, one image remains burned into the hearts of millions. A little boy standing beside his mother at a press conference, clutching a silver crescent moon pendant, his father's pendant, in his tiny hands. And when the cameras caught him looking up at the sky, smiling faintly, fans around the world wept. Because in that child's eyes the story continues. Some legacies are written in fame. Others are written in love.